Now to more on the growing divide between those who are vaccinated and those who are not, and the mounting frustrations of those who have gotten a shot as the Delta variant fuels another round of restrictions and the possibility of more lockdowns. Our Alex Perez reports.
It was supposed to be a hot, vaxxed summer. People returning to their lives after a frustrating year of quarantine.
I'm ready.
This nurse from Queens getting the first vaccine, a symbol of that next stage. But 9 months after she got that shot, those "we made it" dreams have been delayed by the highly contagious Delta variant, now widespread across the country.
The Delta variant sending case numbers soaring.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says that the Delta variant has changed the entire landscape.
Officials say right now we're dealing with a pandemic of the unvaccinated. The unvaccinated are much more likely to get sick, get severely sick, and much more likely to spread the virus onto others. And the numbers support this. Of the 165 million fully vaccinated in the U.S., far fewer than 1% are expected to get symptomatic COVID. New cases skyrocketing, now more than 84,000 daily coronavirus cases, up about 45.3% since last week. The illness also digging a massive divide between the vaccinated and unvaccinated.
I'm protecting that the vaccine is truly what leads to our safety right now.
No, I will not get that vaccine.
It should be a basic requirement.
There's no way my family will take a COVID vaccine.
The long lines to get a shot in the arm during the early days of the vaccines are gone. Instead, Americans are once again lining up for COVID tests, a grim reminder of the start of the pandemic.
It's generating ill will and anger among nurses and doctors that are seeing this because we know it's preventable.
That feeling that this latest wave could have been largely avoided is fueling frustration as parts of the country now reinstate some restrictions and mask mandates for all, vaxxed or not, to help stop the spread.
I feel like that's unfortunate. I hate masks. Do I have to go back to that?
About 90 million Americans eligible for the vaccine are still holding out on getting the shot. But for those who have gotten a vaccine and did previously mask up, patience is now running thin.
I got vaccinated, so I didn't have to wear a mask anymore. And now they're forcing us to wear a mask again. I think it sucks. I think it's terrible.
Let's get our resources into convincing and persuading and getting another 10 to 15% of our population that's not vaccinated so that we can be done with this.
Lollapalooza, one of the biggest multi-day events since the start of the pandemic, happening this past weekend. Roughly 100,000 people per day packed together outside, soaking in the music.
Everybody get their vaccination cards!
To get in, attendees had to present proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test.
I think that they're doing a lot of good things with the COVID precautions and having everybody bring their cards and things like that. So I feel like that alleviates a lot of the anxiety of it.
The best you can do is get vaccinated, take proper precautions to distance and whatnot, and still try to live your life somehow.
But as many vaccinated return to concerts and other activities, an astounding uptick. 99.9% of new COVID hospitalizations and new COVID-19 deaths are among the unvaccinated.
This remains a pandemic of the unvaccinated, where the vast majority of spread is in this country is among those who are unvaccinated.
We saw that firsthand in Arkansas a few weeks ago when I met Cheryl Tucker. She was being released after her second hospitalization for COVID in a year.
Will you get vaccinated now?
I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm thinking about it.
Emotional doctors, many who've watched people die, frustrated and desperate to get through to the unvaccinated.
The reason we're in masks is because the unvaccinated are filling our hospitals with COVID.
And while the unvaccinated seem to be suffering the brunt of severe cases, doctors say the vaccinated are impacted too and can't ignore reality.
Vaccinated people need to care about the unvaccinated in the population. They're the ones that will continue to allow this virus to persist, infect themselves, but also, unfortunately, infect those that are especially immunocompromised or elderly. And ultimately, they're the ones that can bring this pandemic to an end right now.
Doctors insist it is still very important to get vaccinated, stressing a vaccine is very likely to protect you from a severe bout and very likely to prevent hospitalization.
So the message right now is that if you're unvaccinated, there's an urgency. We are seeing surges in so many parts of this country that will lead to unnecessary hospitalizations and deaths. So it is on you to protect yourself, your family, and your communities. And now this is really the moment to do it.
Bottom line, even for the vaccinated, but especially the unvaccinated, the pandemic is far from over. Alex Perez, ABC News, Chicago.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.